I hope you find a peace of mind in this lifetime. I hope you find a peace of mind in this lifetime. Every time I listen to that song, man, I feel like crying. I'm not the crying type. But when I listen to that song, I feel like crying because I think of how desperate we are for peace as sentient beings. Like, it makes me feel for others, feel for myself and others, right? I look at myself and be like, you never found a peace of mind, bro. Like, since the beginning, you never found a peace of mind. But then I think of others too. I'm like, damn. The things that sentient beings are going through in this room are unforgivable. Deception. We are being deceived. We are being manipulated. We are being lied to. Treated like slaves. I hope you find a peace of mind. I hope this makes sense in the end. Today I'm recording with my camera. Somehow when I record with my phone, there's gonna be these weird colors. I don't even know where they come from, because after recording the video, when I watch it, there's no problem. Even when I send it to my laptop and watch it, there's no problem. Sometimes even after uploading it and I watch it on YouTube, there's no problem. After publishing it in some few hours, there's a problem. I don't know what the real problem is. So I'm thinking maybe it's because I'm recording in HDR mode on my phone. So I'll change that and see if the problem is still gonna persist. But today I'm recording with my camera. I know you love the quality of this camera. And another good thing is the external mic. The reason why I don't record with my camera a lot anymore is because I have to I have to combine the video, right, which is a process, and also exporting takes time. So I have to edit the video on my laptop and then I process it, and then I export it, which is gonna take maybe 3 hours, So with my phone, I can just record it and then upload it right away. But yeah, I hope we find a peace of mind. But the thing is that we've been, like, if you look at your life, you look at the things that you've been through, it's justified to feel angry sometimes, Why shouldn't you be angry? Things just happen, This thing of blaming ourselves should stop. I think it's human nature to blame yourself when things don't go according to plan. I've learned that about myself, actually. Let's say, for example, I'm in a relationship with a girl and something goes wrong, right? You know what I will do? I will think of the whole day. What actually went wrong? Like, what did I do that actually made things to become bad? What did I say? I'll be like, I shouldn't have said that. Even if what I said was the right thing to say, things just went wrong, right? Like, I shouldn't have acted this way, even if the way that I acted was right. So I will always blame myself if things don't go according to plan, as if I'm really in control. This reality will always find an excuse to be bad. I'm telling you. It's like if you're in a relationship with a person who wants to leave, right? They genuinely want to leave the relationship. You might say something one day and they leave, and you blame yourself. You're like, oh, it's because I said that. That's why they left. You find that the truth is they always wanted to leave. You just made it easy. Oh, they're just using the opportunity that you gave them to leave. Maybe you decided, maybe you got angry and you had the right to be angry. And yeah, you got angry and they knew you were angry, so they used that against you. They started to gaslight you, you know. That's how reality works. It always finds an excuse to be bad. So even when you're doing the right things, it'll find an excuse to be bad. You'll be like, ish, only if I didn't wake up at 12, you know, this wouldn't have happened. Only if I was not in a rush, this wouldn't have happened. Only if I moved a bit faster, this wouldn't have happened. Only if I didn't call this person, this wouldn't have happened. Only if I didn't eat the food that I ate today, this wouldn't have happened. But reality always wants to be bad. Reality always wants to be bad. And it's bad on every level. You can tell yourself that, you know what, man, I just want to be single. I don't want to date anyone. I don't want to have friends. You know, I just want to live a peaceful life, you know. I know that when you have a lot of friends, you're going to experience a lot of problems, you know. The more people you have in your life, the more problems you have, right? So I'm not going to date anyone. I'm not going to be friends with anyone. I'm going to be isolated. And you still find yourself dealing with a lot of problems. Find yourself dealing with loneliness. Find yourself needing help sometimes and there's no one to help you. You want to talk to someone, there's no one to talk to. You decide that you're going to date, but now you have another problem. You're dating another person who has their own life, who can betray you at any time. You know, that's another problem. You can decide that you're just going to be a loner who likes going out. That's still a problem. Maybe you're not safe when you're out because you're alone. Like, you deal with problems no matter what decision you make. You decide that you're going to be unemployed because it sucks at work. Now you can't afford the things that you want. You get a job. Yeah, you can afford the things that you want, but you're dealing with, you know, other people there. I don't think we talk enough about how toxic the work environment is. Like everywhere, really. Because there you are forced to work with people that you might not really be able to get along with if you were not at work. People that you wouldn't have to, like, you wouldn't talk to like every day if you were not working with them, because of how different you are. Because of how different you are from each other. Like, you just can't connect with this person, but you have to be working with them. And they're being difficult. Sometimes it feels like they're being difficult for no reason. So now you're miserable at work because you're working with people who are not like you. So you're suffering because of that. And it's usually like that, man. Everywhere I've worked, it's toxic, you know. Everywhere I've worked, it's toxic, you know. People have problems, you know. People have mood swings, and it's difficult. There's no peace in this realm, bro. And we should ask ourselves why. Why ain't we finding peace? Why ain't we finding happiness? Why is it difficult? Why should it have to be this difficult? What are we learning from things being this difficult? Because it's obvious what we all want. It's obvious what we all want. And I do believe that it is possible for, like, if what if this realm was created for us to be happy and be satisfied and be fulfilled and be whole, everyone who lives here will be. I think it is totally possible. I don't think us suffering is the result of things not being perfect. What do I even mean? I think the world is perfect for what it was created for. Do you get what I'm saying? So we're not suffering because, you see, the world was supposed to be perfect for us. We're suffering because it wasn't supposed to be. Do you get what I'm saying? This would be like if you were in prison and you didn't know you were in prison and you were being tortured every single day. They tell you when to wake up, they count if everyone is still there, you go back to sleep, they wake you up, go and work, go and eat. They allow people to get raped, because that shouldn't even be allowed in prison. And when you think deeply about it, it's allowed, because the ones who do that don't even get real punishment. Like, no one really cares. You are on your own when you're in prison, for real. I mean, unless you join a gang or something, but you are on your own and no one is there to protect you. You're not getting rehabilitated. It was never the intention. So real criminals find themselves thriving in prison because they're real criminals. That's the kind of life they want to live. They wanna torture other people. They wanna boss other people. You know what I'm saying? And they're allowed in prison. So it's not because the prison is not perfect, that is why people are being raped. It's because that's how they want it to be. Not perfect. Because if they really wanted it to be perfect, prison is the easiest place to control. Easy. You understand how easy it is to control people who are in one place? You'd be like, you know what? We want everyone to be safe. No one is getting raped. So we're going to ensure that everyone is safe. And if, remember, you're already a criminal. If you do something like that, we're going to have cameras everywhere, actually. That's another thing. There's going to be cameras everywhere. We're not going to allow things to happen to people. And now it's going. We just rely on what this person is saying, what this person's account is, and all of that. We will make sure that there's cameras everywhere. Should you rape someone, you getting real punishment, because remember, you're already in prison. So if prison can't fix you, then we're punishing you worse. Maybe we'll put you in the middle of the yard, and maybe we kind of do to you what you did to another person, but while everyone is watching or something like that. But there's gonna be real punishment so that people will be scared to abuse others. But that is allowed. It's supposed to be like, it's the easiest thing. Do you understand how easy it is? I just thought of this idea now. That's how easy it is to make prison a safe place. I'm not saying it should be. That's not what the video is about, but I'm just trying to show you that if prison was supposed to be a safe place, it will be a safe place for every inmate. Whether you are like this criminal who doesn't care, or you are this person who, you are not a career criminal, you just made a mistake. Maybe you're working for a company and one day you saw an opportunity to steal, make some money for yourself, and you stole and you got caught. Now you're in prison. You are with real criminals now. Of course you can't behave like them. You want to get out. You don't even want to play by their rules. But of course, things are going to be hard for you. Not because you're doing time, but because there are people who are going to mistreat you, abuse you. And that's how it is in prison. So it's the same with this realm. You think that the bad stuff are happening because there's a mistake, there's some glitch, That is Why people are obsessed with fixing the world. You don't fix this. You don't. You waste a lot of energy trying to fix this, but you can't. You try to understand it. You try to understand why certain things are happening. It's not about fixing, it's about understanding. At this point, that should be the main focus, so that we can explain why these things are happening, right? If it was about fixing, when you look at the technological level that this world is operating on, do you think that fixing the problems that we have as a society will be impossible? Listen, they're already doing things that are actually impossible. Fixing this world, any person, whether smart or dumb, they can actually tell you what needs to be done to fix the. Like, if you can present every problem that we have in the world, people, no matter how dumb they are, they will actually be able to come up with solutions that can take us somewhere. It might not be the best solutions, but these solutions will help. So you say that it wasn't meant to change. Things weren't meant to change. We are able to send stuff to space. Now they're telling us there is Atlas 3I, whatever they call it. They're able to detect it from far away, very, very far away. And you can't fix the problems that we have. There's still wars, bro. That is the easiest thing to fix. If they wanted to fix that problem, they will fix the problem. No one wants to be at war. You think, as South Africans, we want to be at war? But if the president of our country said, yeah, we are at war with Zimbabwe now. But what? I ain't at war with Zimbabwe. I don't care about that. But because I'm South African, now we are at war with Zimbabwe. Do you get what I'm saying? I remember there was a time when there was xenophobia in our country. Nigerians started attacking South Africans in their country because South Africans, I'll be like, those people, it's not their fault. They're not even xenophobic. They're in Nigeria, not because Nigeria is like the best country in the world. They want to be Nigeria. Maybe they love Nigerians, who knows? So now you're attacking them. It's not even their fault. But it's how it works. So how do you find a peace of mind in a hell realm? What do you do, man? What do you actually do? What I do know is that we will keep on growing technologically, but as we grow technologically, we're going to feel more and more empty because we haven't been working on feeling whole, and we have never been allowed to work on that. We have never been allowed as people to work on relationships. Since we were children, we were competing against one another. We were not working together. And that's a serious problem. You see, when you make children compete, you know how it should have worked if we wanted to build a better society? Children in each and every classroom should have been working together. And if there's a child that's not working with other children, that child will fail. That's it. So children are working together. They're all participating. They're doing work together. Sometimes they work in small groups. Sometimes they work as a whole class, and they're being given marks based on that. They're working together at home. They're having fun together. Do you get what I'm saying? That is how you build unity. they are automatically working together. You can make them compete with other schools. That would be good. You'll be like, this class of grade 7 is competing with a class of grade 7 from another school, right? Let's make it happen. And they compete. You are building unity. Because they're working together, they're learning to work together. You know, if there's a kid that seemed a bit slow, that seemed a bit different, you figure out, as teachers, you figure out what is the problem. Why is this kid slow? I remember there was this kid when I was teaching at a primary. I was teaching in grade 7, so but there was this lady who would tell me about this kid in grade 5. She would not talk to anyone at all. And I'll hear teachers talking about her, saying things that I knew were not true about her, you know, like, oh, she's mean, she's this and that. And I was like, I don't think that's the problem. You want to know what's crazy? I was the only one that she ended up talking to. She was comfortable talking to me because of how I approached her. I didn't judge her. I tried to figure out what the problem was, right? So she felt comfortable. I remember when she first started talking to me, she came to the staff room, and yeah, she came to me directly. I don't remember what she wanted, but she came to me directly, and everyone was surprised. Like, how is she talking to you? Because she doesn't talk to anyone. Like, it's how I approached her. I showed her that I understand her. I showed her that I'm not the enemy. If you're busy laughing at her, you know, when other kids are laughing, you're also laughing. You're not showing true concern. She can read that. Maybe she's more intelligent than you realize. She can sense that you're not genuine. So she can't talk to you because of that. But then she thinks with me when she's at home, and she's like, that guy actually does care, you know? Because he's not judging me. He's not being angry at me. So that's what, you know, teachers would have needed to be doing. You know, making sure that children are working together so they grow up like that. We work in groups. But now it's every man for himself by default. What do you expect? Like, what do you actually expect? You see, we created nonsense and we call this thing society. This is pure nonsense, bro. That is why people who are very conscious are suffering a lot, because they can't, like, your intelligence doesn't allow you to accept this. You're like, you know, you want to accept it, you want to judge yourself. You're like, maybe there's something wrong with me, blah, 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 blah. But it's difficult. You realize that, no, man, I'm not the problem here. This society was not built for the reason we are told. Imagine what we'll be able to achieve if we actually work together as a collective. You'll think that we want to compete and that's what's making life better. No. Community is what makes life better. Unity is what makes life better. We compete on minor things, you know? Things that don't really affect our lives, you know? If we compete on a game of snooker, I'm still gonna go home and eat. I'm still gonna have a shelter, you know, even if I lose. It's a game, we're having fun. I'm not gonna take anything personal. Even like when like I told you guys, I like snooker, I play snooker like all the time, right? When I play snooker and lose, I don't feel bad. I'm like, okay, I lost because of this mistake. I must fix this mistake next time so that I'll keep on winning. Because, well, I want to be the best, you know. And I keep on working on my flaws to become a better player. But I've never seen people fight ever since I started playing snooker. I've never seen people fight after playing the game or fight while playing the game. They might disagree with each other on some things, but they won't fight, right? Sometimes, because when we play snooker, we have to put money on the snooker table. You have to book your spot. Sometimes someone might be like, yeah, I put my money first and all of that. We let it be. Like, I'm still gonna play. Sometimes they take your money. They play with your money and don't even realize it. But I've never seen people fight. They're focusing on having fun. That's the point of it. But I've seen people fight for money, for food, work, place to sleep. It's because of how we have been programmed as humans. We are not working together. So how do we find a peace of mind here, bro? You can see the game is rigged. It's rigged against happiness, true fulfillment. I remember I watched this video from Jordan Peterson. He was saying, yeah, the purpose of life is not happiness. I was like, what the hell? What's wrong with these people? What do you mean? What do you mean the purpose of life is not happiness? Like, what is the purpose of life? If the purpose of life is not happiness, what is the purpose of life? There's a reason why you want to be happy. If it's about us evolving, why do we want to evolve in the first place? Do we want to evolve so that we'll be miserable, or want to evolve so that we'll be happy? The purpose of life is happiness. You want to be happy. But why ain't we happy? What I've realized about this world is that if a day wants to be bad, it will be bad. If a day wants to be bad, it will actually be bad. Even if you decide to do the best things possible that day, if that day wants to be bad, it will be bad. Like, things that will steal your happiness will happen, will keep on happening consistently. No matter where you go. You could wake up and be like, let me go to the gym. You get to the gym, the staff seem to not like you that day, the way they respond to you. You know, you want to work out, you want to use this other machine, and someone says, oh, I was the one who was using it. And you're like, where were you? You go something like, everything is just bad that day. You go to a store to buy something. The way that the store manager is responding to you doesn't make you feel good. You know, you're walking in the street, people make weird comments about you, and like, what's going on here? You receive a call from home and something is not going right. You're like, what the hell? You talk to your girlfriend or your boyfriend, they're not talking to you right. They're mad that you called them or something. You're like, damn, why is my day so bad? You decide to go out to do something that you love doing. Still, there are problems. Like, things that day are not going well for you. Like, nothing is going well. And that also tells you that this is controlled. You know, it's not really up to us. It's like reality has already been scripted. Your day has already been scripted. You just have to watch the movie. It sucks, man. It really sucks. That's why I keep on telling you that detachment is the answer. Because if I'm detached and I watch these weird things happening, I'll be like, yeah, well, it's a hell rim. What was I gonna do anyway? You know. Because the harder I try to change things, the more I suffer. It's like if you're watching a movie. If you don't like the movie, and you screaming at the screen. Like, things shouldn't have happened the way that they happened. That guy shouldn't have died. That guy should have died. This and that. You know what I'm saying? You're screaming at the screen. You are suffering. The movie has already been made. You are just watching it. So you try to be as detached as possible while watching the movie. So one of the biggest mistakes that we're making in life is that we're too attached, as if we're really in control. Like, what do you control in this room? What can you control? You don't control your height. If you are 5'11", you're 5'11". If you are 4'11", you're 4'11". You don't control your looks. You look the way that you look. And society is gonna determine how you deserve to be treated based on how you look. Doesn't that suck? We are mean. We are very, very mean. Very mean. I remember I came across a video on TikTok of this lady. I do fully understand why she said the things that she was saying, but there are a few things that I picked up when I was watching the video. So this lady says there was this homeless guy. She's nice. She's good looking. You can tell she's doing well in life. She has a nice car. She's, you know what I mean? Yeah, you can tell by just looking at her that she's actually doing well in life. So she says there was this guy who's homeless. She saw him the other day and she felt sorry for him, and she was like, I'm gonna help him whenever I can, you know. If I have some food left in the house, I'm gonna give him. If I have some change, I'm gonna give him. You know what I'm saying? If I have like some shoes, I'm gonna give him. So she used to take care of the guy, you know. So she says this other day she decided to park the car beside the road. So she parked the car beside the road. She's calling the guy. He was on the other side of the road. He went to her and she gave him something. I don't remember what she gave the dude. And the dude said, yeah, hey, my sister, if you ever want something, I'm here. And she was like, what? It was like, yeah, if you ever want something, I'm here. You know, if you ever want someone to warm me up at night, I'm here. And she said she started laughing, and she drove away, and she said she doesn't want to help the guy ever again, because a man will always be a man. Now she's kind of like hate men for that. And I was like, I get it, but I don't know if we are looking at everything about the situation. Maybe the guy thought you liked him, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's being a man. He's making the first move, you know, because, hey, maybe he watched a movie where that was possible, where a woman can love a homeless guy. But I don't think you should be offended. He just was trying to make his move as a man, since he's a man. You know, you might look at it that way, but sometimes it does happen that you develop a connection with the person who's nice to you as a person, right? So she's nice to him, she's treating him well, so now he's developing feelings for her, you know. So he tells her that. Did he do something wrong? But because she doesn't see herself dating a guy like him, she feels deeply offended. And that's how we are as people. Like, we're so mean that we'll be offended by other people's suffering. Like the people that we're disgusted by. And why would you even want to be? Why would you even want to date me? Like, I don't even. And her response is like, it's not even a human. It's not even a dick-carrying member of society. This reminds me of a joke from Chris Rock about Rihanna. He said that after he got divorced, because he cheated, it's like, yo, you can cheat and your wife can still stay with you. I don't think if a woman truly loves you, she'll leave you if you cheat. I just have not really seen that happen. You know, I think it's if she doesn't truly love you. Like, she just like, I just want a man, and you are a man. So as a man, you need to be loyal. You break that rule, you are out. Like, it's not because she saw you and she's like, wow, I really like this guy. Because the real truth is that there ain't that many options. You know, there ain't that many people that you're gonna like. So you meet this guy and he's you love him, you love everything about him, and one day he cheated. Chances of you leaving him if you really love him are few. You will be hurt by the fact that he did that, but it will be very difficult. So, because I was like, yeah, she left because I cheated. Maybe she realized that she's gonna make a lot of money if she divorces you, and she can be with the man that she wants to be with, while she has the money. So why should she really care? But yeah, he said he got divorced, and one day he was at a party and he saw Rihanna. When he saw Rihanna, he was like, yo, let me approach her. So when he approached her, he said she looked at him like he was not a dick-carrying member of society. Like, why are you talking to me? But yeah, that's how the lady look at a dude. Like, he's not a dick-carrying member of society. Like, you're so below me. How can you even make that kind of move? Right? Me and you are not on the same level. So that's how mean we are. And we don't even recognize our meanness as meanness. We just find ourselves reacting negatively to some people, or taking some people for granted. I'm pretty sure the guy hopes he can change his life, so that now he's hurt by what happened, so that, you know, she'll see him driving a nice car next time and be like, damn, I fumbled that guy. But life is not a Nigerian movie, so stuff like that don't happen. Before I fall fast asleep, love me for me. Love me when I'm free. Look at how dry this place is. Like, no one is having fun. We don't even have fun anymore, bro. Remember when we were children, we were very creative. We would be having fun in the street. We would focus on having fun. Why? Because we were kind of free. Not really free, but kind of. But as you get older, you become less free. So, you know, when you were young, when you were like 2, you were free. When you were 3, you were free. You know, you could say anything. You could say whatever. They will just laugh. You know, children are allowed to be mean and say whatever, really. They can get away with anything. You reach the age of 5, now they start to tell you that, hey, that's not appropriate to say. Now they stop laughing. You reach the age of 8, now you get punished for saying some things. You reach the age of 12, yeah, serious punishment. You reach the age of 20, you get cancelled, go to jail. 30, it's even worse. Because now you're old. So as you get older, you become less free. That is why we hate Will, right? That's why, like, if Will was doing the stuff that he was doing at the age of 20, we would love the guy. You know, he seemed free in a way. He seemed to be I don't know. He seemed to be doing his thing, just having fun, dancing. People are just not vibing with him because it feels weird that a 50-year-old will be making the kind of songs that he's making. But I'd say he's trying to have fun. At the end of the day, where are we to judge? Dude is trying to have fun. But now because he's older, he's less free, so he can't do. You see what the kids are doing? They're having fun. That's their focus. They're having fun. But as adults, we can't do that. You do that as an adult, you're crazy. So we become less free as we get older. I hope you find a peace of mind in this lifetime. I really hope peace of mind is possible, man. We've been through a lot as sentient beings. Sometimes I look at my own life and be like, I can't believe the stuff that I survived. How the hell did I survive that? Ever looked at your own life and be like, that was impossible to survive? How? How did I survive that? And you think about the future and you become scared. Like, dang, what if I go through worse in the future? There's nothing we're learning here, man. It's just like having a nightmare. There's nothing you really learn from a nightmare. Or a dream that you just don't like. If I had a dream that was just boring for you, you're like, this is just boring. Nothing is really going my way in this dream, so I'm bored. Or you have a bad psychedelic trip. You take salvia and you get stuck in a nightmare for 6 months. I've heard people say that they've taken salvia and got stuck. Like, they'll have a trip for like 8 minutes, but it'll feel like they've been stuck somewhere for like months. Some people will actually come back to what we call reality and miss the experience that they had if the experience was good. And I think that should tell us something about reality itself. What if things that are true on this level are what's true on the highest level? The reason why there are magic mushrooms, there's salvia, there's DMT, all this stuff, is because on the highest level, this stuff do exist. So we're dreaming of what is on the highest level, right? The same way that when you're dreaming, you are dreaming of what's here, right? You can even dream of magic mushrooms. And you can even take magic mushrooms in your dream and have a psychedelic experience. I've had that kind of experience before, where I've taken magic mushrooms and I had a psychedelic experience within a dream. So I had a psychedelic experience in the dream. So what if on the highest level, that is what is true? So it reminds me of this meme that someone posted. Like, what if life is a psychedelic trip? And when you die, you wake up, you're actually an alien, so you wake up surrounded by your alien friends and they ask you if you felt it. Can you imagine, dude? That when you die, you actually wake up holding a bong with your friends asking you if you felt it. How would you feel? I ask you, do you feel it? What would you say to your friends? What if it's all just a psychedelic trip? I can imagine if I woke up surrounded by my friends and they asked me if I felt it. I probably would not talk to them for a year, bro. I'll just stand up, go back home, do my thing. I ain't saying anything. And then I'll be interviewed a year later and be like, yo, man, I was in this crazy place, man. I don't wish anyone can have that kind of experience I had, because I got stuck there for like 30 years, bro, 32 years, bro. You see, I got stuck for that long. It was bad, bro. You know, had to work like a slave. We didn't understand one another. There was racism, sexism, there were all these kind of problems, bro. Like, damn, that was a nightmare, bro. Ain't no way I'm taking this. Ain't no way I'm eating this plant again. No freaking way, bro. I'm done. I ain't taking that risk again. That was nonsense. I hope you find a peace of mind. But I'll tell them that the music was nice, though. I mean, that's something that I'll say I enjoyed. The music, bro. The music. Like, yeah, they make great music. I still miss the music. There are different genres. There are different genres of music. I wish I could recreate the music. There are some songs that I know by heart. But yeah, it's not easy to find peace of mind in a room like this. You know, it doesn't matter if you're a human, you're a chicken, you're a lizard, you're a snake, you're a turtle, you're a fly, you're a man, you're a woman. None of that matters. It's very difficult to find a peace of mind. It's very difficult to feel whole, to feel complete. And that makes me wonder if there's a person who truly feels whole. There are some people that who might look at and be like, yeah, you must be feeling whole, bro, because of how they're doing things. Or maybe they're saying that they're enlightened, right? If a person says they're enlightened, and when they're in front of everyone they seem perfect, so you be like, yeah, maybe someone like Seth Guri have gotten all this shit figured out. Like, he doesn't get frustrated anymore. You know, if his wife cheats on him, it's not really a problem. He's too damn enlightened to be affected. But we don't know how these people are in their own lives. You get what I'm saying? This reminds me of what Kevin Hart was saying on the BT Hours. You see, it's like, yeah, we learned a lot about people, didn't we? It's referring to Didi. It's like, no, there's no more after parties. Everyone is going home. We got self-driving cars outside. Everyone is going home. No more after parties. We've learned a lot about people, haven't we? That made me laugh. But yeah, man, there's a lot that you don't know about people who seem to have gotten their shit together. You know, you're like, this person is so mentally stable. I wish I was like this person. Like, nah, man, you're still a human, man. Some people are just They've just built their public identity around being woke, you know what I'm saying, being enlightened. So they kind of like have to keep the whole identity alive. You know, that mustn't change. But people do get exposed in the end, and you'll be like, what? I remember there was this guy who used to be a principal at this other high school. People loved the guy. They say he was great, he was helping people. Like, he was great, they loved him, bro. What they didn't know is that he was having sex with the students. That was discovered because he would record these experiences. Whatever reason, it was, I don't know. So, yeah, they got the tapes and they were shocked that this guy that we thought was perfect, he did all of that. So I don't know if there are people who've truly found peace, who are truly happy, who are truly satisfied. I think that's one of the reasons why we do things at all, you know. I think being truly satisfied and being truly happy means doing nothing. Like, you must be able to chill by yourself and just feel happy. But if you're not happy, you always want to do things. You always want to solve problems or create them. Because humans are very good at creating problems. They're very good at creating what they're trying to solve in the first place. So they create a problem and then they solve it. Create another problem and solve it. That's why they say people get bored when they're in relationships where there's no conflict, there are no problems, nothing. A woman who, if you give real peace to a woman, she'll easily get bored, bro. Easily. No problem, no challenge, nothing. You're not cheating. Yeah, you're not toxic at all. You're just this guy who's perfect. You know what I'm saying? You listen to her. You care about her needs. When she says this, you listen, all of that. She's losing interest quickly. But if you are this guy who's giving her problems, you know, sometimes she ain't coming back home. She calls your friends. They're like, hi, we haven't seen the guy. You come home. I mean, she's probably going to leave you at some point, but she'll tolerate you way longer because she'll be trying to fix you. She'll be like, well, if I can fix this guy, my relationship will be perfect, because she won't realize that the real problem is boredom. So if she manages to fix you, now there won't be any challenge, and she'll realize that she's bored. And she'll think, oh, maybe I just didn't love the guy. Well, the truth was that she actually got bored because there were no challenges anymore. There was no puzzle to solve anymore. So it's one of the most difficult things about humans is that we want to solve problems, so we subconsciously create these problems. I hope you find a peace of mind in this lifetime. I hope finding a peace of mind is not as hard as it looks. It's very easy to become tired in this room. every day I'm on TikTok waiting for news about that Atlas 3 thing that we're told is headed towards Earth. Because we're bored. So I'm like, hey, maybe if some aliens showed up, we'll have new things to think about. Like, that would be interesting, right? Because we want to know where these aliens are from. I remember when I discovered the story of the Anunnaki, I was bored, and then I discovered the story, and I was like, damn, this is interesting. And I started to study, like, download more videos and read books about it. It was fun. So can you imagine if aliens came in and said, you know what, man, we used to live here, we just left for whatever reason, and we wanted you to grow, so now we're coming to see the progress. Yeah, you were lied to about your existence, you were lied to about everything, really, and they tell us the real truth. That will actually be interesting. Sure. Sharp, brother. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes vele. I mean, I but I'm talk guy. So, but yeah, I get you. Oh, thanks, my brother. So, I think it would be nice if we discovered new things about our existence, man. I mean, imagine being here for like 30 years, 32, and things are the same. There's nothing, there's nothing that's out of the ordinary. Everything is just, everything that you felt was supernatural turns out to be something that can be explained. So I think that makes people lose interest. Sure, my brother. So in the end, I would say it's important for people to focus on finding peace. I know it's very difficult, but don't try to play by other people's rules. Just do what feels right to you. Life comes with zero instructions. And pay attention to how life is treating you, how life is responding to you. Learn from what you're experiencing. Do not be in denial. Sometimes what life is showing you is actually the truth. Like, believe what life is showing you about itself than to create your own stories about what is happening, because we do that a lot. When bad things happen, we want to create a good story. I see that a lot in funerals. If a person, like, there are people who are coming from church who died close to where I live. So they got into an accident, they got hit by a truck while they were behind the truck, right? So the taxi ended up looking like a can, like it's almost unbelievable what happened. It was scary. Like, a lot of people say they've never seen an accident like that. That was really scary. But I'm pretty sure my people will still be calling on to God. They'll still be praising God. But really, this should be the time for people to start questioning God. Be like, damn, man, that's just horrible. We do understand that people die, but come on, not like that. Not like that. Their families can't even bury them. Probably like, what are they even burying? Do you get what I'm saying? Because how are they going to find? I mean, maybe it's just going to be a mess, really. Thank you all guys for watching this video until the end. Tell me what you think about the video. I hope this video won't have those weird colors, because I've recorded with my camera this time. And I hope the overall quality is better. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Let us keep on growing. Thank you.